It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer called Kaapse Brouwers Karel. It's their American bitter beer, coming in at 4.5% ABV. It's in a 330 bottle, gold bottle cap. The beer has been late hopped, dry hopped with Amarillo, so I'm looking forward to this. They're out of the Netherlands. Kaapse Brouwers. I have had another one of their beers. It was a green label beer. Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you what it was called. But if you put in Kaapse Brouwers, there you go, into YouTube, you will find it. So, that don't look too bad, does it? I quite like the look of that. A nice haze. There's a bit of yeast suspension floating around in that glass. There's a bit there. 2 finger, slightly off white head. The head's staying there as well, it's not dissipating. I just reviewed one of their mass-produced lagers and the head was hissing at me. It was kind of, oh, I don't want to be here, and it just hissed away to nothing within a few seconds. And just glad to get something half decent. If I turn the glass around to this side, you get a little different aspect of the beer. You can actually pick up some, there's some of the carbonation there fizzing away to itself. Let's get the aroma to this dark, hazy, amber coloured beer. Oh, wow! Stone the Crows, what a surprise! I remember rightly reviewing the other beer, the green beer, and I didn't like it at all. I thought, oh, it's a bit boring, not very good. But this is an absolute, completely different beer. Tropical fruit, lemon, grapefruit, pink grapefruit, loads of mango, your typical Amarillo hop. This smells great. I'm going to dive in. Cheers. And bingo! Stone the Crows. That tastes great. Wow! Lovely longing bitterness on the back end. Grapefruity. At 4.5% ABV, a very drinkable beer. An extremely drinkable beer. It all kind of mellows in, it all kind of welds in, that's what I'm looking at. It welds together very well from being very refreshing. You imagine a freshly cut grapefruit, sticking your spoon in, or better still, just sticking your teeth into it. That refreshing grapefruity juice, that, all them flavours. It's not very sticky, it's just pure refreshment, this beer. It's kept his head well. It's nice and piney, it's nice and citrusy. Loads of mango, apricot, vitamin C, like pale stone fruits. Wow, honestly, I just really didn't expect it. I don't know, is it the label? Here's the question. I like to ask you questions these days, guys. The question of the day to you guys watching is, if that was on the supermarket shelf or your beer store shelf, or you've seen it behind a bar, would you buy it? It's one of those inconspicuous labels. It just sits there minding its own business. I don't know, you know, I'm just going to sit here. It's not too great, but you know, buy me if you like. And then it shocks you. And they're the best beers. Let me tell you, they are the best beers. Because I get told about the best beers in the world by you guys. Will you review this? Will you try that? Can you get this? Can I send you this? It's a great beer. And I expect it then. And the beers I buy myself, I buy them because they're great beers. I bought this one in a bottle shop. It wasn't too much money. I was gonna leave it there. The label didn't really appeal to me. It was a little bit cheap. I thought, what am I buying here? But they're the best beers to buy, because you crack it open thinking this is going to be okay, and it turns out to be amazing, and it just lifts your mood. It brightens up your day. That is a mighty, mighty beer. That really is. Look at all that yeast floating around in that glass. There you go. But better still, that is pure hop haze. That is hop haze. That really is. And you can kind of tell when a beer's been conditioned really well. You've got that lovely lacing. And if I said to you this is going to be an IPA, or as they've called this, an American bitter beer, which I'm going to describe it like that in the write-up. I'm going to call it Kaapse Brouwers Karel American Bitter Beer. And I hope you guys go out and try it. But if you were to ask me what a really hoppy, unfiltered IPA would look like, that's something you would get from, say, Nergnay, maybe Brewery de Molen. Probably these guys know Brewery de Molen, they know the guys from being from the same country. Might be their inspiration. They might be total enemies. I doubt it in the beer world. We're all quite friendly towards one another. But absolutely staggering. I've got no more to say about this beer other than please go out and try it. It's lovely. I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. That's a 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. I think from the combination of it being 4.5% ABV, it just, you could drink 4 or 5 of them and still be respectable. It's very refreshing. It's full of flavour. Brilliant. 9 out of 10. There you go. Check it out. Kaapse Brewers. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer reviews, and cheers.